Hello, everyone. Am I looking at the camera?
I think so.
Okay, great. Hi. Today, I'm here with the GOAT, the legend, Eliza Joseph. Hello, Elijah. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I am the most secret goat. Nobody knows I exist.
I do.
That's all that
Because
matters. That's all that matters.
also, happy late Halloween. Did you do anything? Did
I-
anything fun?
no, I'm a loser. I wrote some comic books and I gave some of my comic book out to kids. I no longer party. I'm an old man now. How about you? Did you dress up? You go out?
No. I ate candy till I passed out. So, I guess that's fun, right?
Yeah, safe space. We're both
And
losers.
also, you're not a loser. Like writing comics on Halloween and giving it to kids, like that's basically promo, if that makes sense. So, you're expanding your horizons, and hopefully, young readers, like, trick or treaters, I guess, will be like urged to read your books. I hope so,
Me
because I
too.
feel like they just want candies and stuff like that. They don't really care about reading. They're young.
But it has pictures in it, so it's better than a
Yeah,
novel.
that's true. They don't have to read. They just can just look at pictures for
Yeah,
descriptions.
yeah, exactly.
If you don't know who this man is, obviously you don't know. But Elijah, tell the folks, introduce yourself, tell you what you like to do, and so on.
So, I what's the theme so I could properly introduce myself? Is it just a conversation with?
Just a conversation with, yeah, just a
Okay.
normal conversation.
So I've been a content creator since 2011. I was a professional magician. Uh, Marketer by trade. That's the big boy job, and did comic. I've did basically everything you could do in terms of the arts and entertainment, and I've officially settled down on comic books. I run a small press called Hey Comics under the name Elijah Joseph. Elijah Joseph Books on YouTube. I think that's my awful username, but on there I
Hey,
do
whatever
like
works, it works. So get your stuff out there.
thank you. Yeah, and I do like deep dives on comic history, and I try to make it as accessible to a general public because sometimes who cares about comics? But there's a lot of really interesting history and business advice that resonates and lessons that resonates with everyone. So that's who I am
As
and what I'm doing.
you can see, he's a reader. As you can tell from his background, he has a lot of
Proof that
books.
I'm a nerd. I also have a record player, so that's how you know I'm
Man, remember those? I mean,
old.
it's still been around, but
They're actually having a comeback. Okay, so
I want to ask this one question, this important question, because I know you recently, I think you wrote Print is dead, right? It
print is
was
not dead. That
Print is not dead.
is really
Sorry,
important
like I
that it's
said.
not dead. No, it's
Like
okay.
I did my research. Okay,
No,
it's
you're
just I
fine. You're
fumble
fine. Just
sometimes.
teasing.
And it was successfully Kickstarter funded. Is that correct?
Yeah, by 57% over. So we raised it was 4,500, and we raised around 7,000.
That's amazing. Tell us how that go down. What made you want to put it out to Kickstarter?
So comics, if you don't draw, so I'm only a writer because I have no artistic talent. I wish I had a stick figure around that I could show you my talent skills, but it is very expensive to hire people to make comics. And I wanted to make my money back, or at least, not be a total loss and put towards the next thing. That's
Mhm.
why I went to Kickstarter because I wanted to be able to do it essentially. And it was a great lesson because not only like I really don't care about the money. Like at the end of the day, I could afford it, but I think the really cool thing again is like at my core is just like connecting with people. So many people resonated with the idea of print is not dead, which is like physical media is still important. Like getting off your phone and reading, or just going out into the world and supporting whatever retro, vintage, or physical books, and also like independent creators. And so it was a really really awesome lesson in why I should be making stories and what kind of things that I want to make. And at the end of the day, it is just to connect with people. So I know it's a really heady answer. I'm not really sure what you're looking for, but
I mean, it's
that
okay.
was
Like, answer how you normally answer. It's okay. I'm not judging. We're having a
yeah
convo.
that's I'm very woo woo. I lived in California for almost 10 years, so that is Yeah, that is my answer. That's what I learned. Yeah.
Did you think that the Kickstarter would go successful as it did, or you just kind of like had low expectations?
I am such a believer in what I do. So it's like I try not to be cocky because nobody likes a cocky person, but I do believe I don't try things unless I think it will succeed. And so I had to be confident because, especially in this kind of career where if you don't like, if you're not delusional at all, like you're never going to make it. Like nobody who doubts themselves does anything. So I was scared at a few points that I wasn't going to hit it. I was like, why did I put 4,500? That's so much. That's so much money. Why did I do? Why did I do like 2,500? I'm an idiot. And then we blasted past it. So like yes, there's like the fear of it, but you just gotta believe in yourself as well. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it work no matter what. Like I hustled, no matter what and at the end of the day, no matter what I did, I knew that I tried. I tried my best. So I wasn't super worried about it.
And that's what I like because, you never expect, especially with Kickstarters, you never know like the end, like the outcome.
Yeah.
So the fact that like it's good to stay optimistic in your projects because, like I said, I'm delusional, so I'm gonna make things work. Like for example, I wrote like a whole like pilot, right? And like
Yeah.
I submitted it to like a screenwriting like film contest or whatever. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna make it. I didn't make it, but I was proud of myself for like the hard work I put in. And especially like I sent it to some of my friends. They were like, oh yeah, this is good. I like it. And like even though it's my friends, even though like I told them to be honest about it, and
Yeah.
especially that they're they like huh, they like the result, and I like that. And I think it's good to have people that kind of like build you up and support you. And also like again, the number one tip is be delusional because I don't think
Yeah.
like you can be like realistic about it, but the way I see it is I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write this pilot, and I did. It just took me a little bit because I was so burnt out, but
No, I get it. I will say like it's a meme, but it's also very true. Delusion is what gets you so successful. I think I did a one off that I don't know if I'll do anything else with it, but it's called Z-list Hero, and it's about a hero who's at the bottom with really shitty powers, and the whole point of it is like he wants to be the greatest, even though he doesn't have the limit. He's limited by his circumstance and who he is, but to achieve greatness, and this is research that I did just because I thought it was interesting, like everybody who has been successful is delusional. They mostly have always been told that's not going to work. An example like Spider-Man, I just did a whole video on the rise of Spider-Man when Stanley pitched the idea to the boss at the time, Martin Goodman. Martin Goodman said that was the worst idea he's ever heard, but Stan believed in it and got it in a book that was being canceled. It was like an anthology, and that anthology just exploded. And it, because Stan believed in the idea and was so delusional that it was going to work, it became a $26 billion empire. Maybe not everything will do that, but it still stands to say if you're not delusional, your ideas should be kept in a closet, and they will never get the chance to become that. So
it's just like normally I think that's how we should all like see life. I guess is just be delusional, be like, I'm gonna do this, and you just never know. And I'm really proud of you for like like successfully like hitting that Kickstarter goal because again with Kickstarters you never know how it's going to turn out, and the thing that you're passionate about and hoping it'll get somewhere, and it did. People read it, and I would like to read it. I'm broke, but I would still like to read it. But
I
so
will send you a copy after this. Happy
uh,
Christmas.
happy book sending.
Happy book Sunday. And I do want to add on, even, and I think I can tie this into what your experience as well. Congratulations on finishing your first pilot. That is,
Thank
I don't know if
you.
it's your first one, but it is insane to be able to like sit down and actually finish something. Like nobody does that. You are ahead of 99% of the writers because 99% of the writers never finish anything. So you're ahead of the curve already.
It's
And
just like I've been writing since after a year of quarantine, so like 2021 is when I started writing, and I still write currently.
yeah,
It's been like I never thought I would. The thing is, still want to be an actor. I just never thought like in my free time I'd be able to write down like whole 10 episodes of a show that I was like thinking on top of my head. Like
yeah,
I just sat down like writing my last episode. I was like, whoa, I wrote 10 episodes of this project I did. And I was like, shit, that's crazy. And like knowing like my ass was like, I would never write something like this. And then here I am, I wrote like 10. And it feels rewarding in a sense because you never knew like you had like this talent in you. You just never figure it out until you actually do it. And I think that's a good thing to like learn, I guess. Like you're saying, I don't know if I could do this, do it, because that's the only way to know like if you're good at this certain talent or not. So
And I want to add in, it doesn't, even if you're not good at the end of it, that doesn't mean you should give up and not get good. Like
right.
that is you like in drawing, or for I can relate to like stand up mostly because that's what I did. Stand up, you tell a joke and it fails, and you can either quit or you can say, okay, why didn't that make everybody laugh? And
Mhm.
that is the difference between a bad and a good comedian. They analyze it and they work at it and they get better.
Exactly, because I was just gonna say like if something isn't like hitting or anything like that, just don't overthink and be like, oh, I'm not good at this. I should just give up. I just want to take your time, and especially like think first and like, okay, so how can I prove this A and B and such? Because I had that for several episodes I wrote. I was like, okay, this is funny, but how can I make it like relatable and authentic? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's good to have it's good to have that mindset, especially now because everything's like, not really bad, but it's getting to the point where like almost everybody just like feel worthless in themselves just because like one simple thing. And it's like it'll get better. You just gotta like take your sweet time and think and just find what's wrong with not really wrong, but try to figure out like a flaw and then try to improve that. And
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
just don't give up, because I had that because I was like really in that mindset where it's like, sorry if I like interrupt you or anything, but
No, 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 you're good.
it's
You're good. You're good. I'm
it's
listening.
just it came to the point where like I was writing like another project with my friend at the time. I was like, wow, like I was drained out. I was writing like the seventh episode of our project, and I was like, damn, this is hard. I just want to stop. My brain is like fuzzy. I'm drained, but I had to like remind myself like, take it's okay to take breaks sometimes. I eventually got it finished, so I just needed to take a relaxer or a breather, and I did, and I still overcome that. I was like this close. I was this close. I was like, I'm about to break, but you can just take it from my experience. Just try to just relax, just take a breather, and just try to not worry about it as much. That's
No, that is very good advice, and I have to remind myself of that all the time because I am a workhorse. I do not stop, and I keep realizing and coming to the conclusion that stopping is the best thing to allow yourself to be creative. You need space to grow and space to think and space to learn. So, yeah, absolutely. I went to Maine with my girlfriend on at her family house, and she's like on the lake, and just taking that break for the weekend, I wrote like four short stories because there was nothing to do, and uh, just giving yourself room to think and go on walks is just really helpful.
Speaking of like creating things, so you started making content around 2011, 2012, around
Yeah.
that time. So what was like, were you like, did you get inspired by somebody to create content, or were you like, you know what, I'm funny, so I'm just gonna start making YouTube and just shoot the shit?
You
How'd
know
that
it
come about?
it is so I was so I'm a very delusional person again, and I think I so okay, step back for context of like that time frame where I wanted to be a magician, right? I wanted to be like the next David Blaine or whatever.
Mhm.
And I saw but I also just really liked entertainment in general. I grew up at a theater. My grandparents own a theater in my hometown, the Guard Art Center. It's a beautiful 1,400 seat theater that was restored. It was almost knocked down, blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to be a general entertainer. And I saw YouTube as the next wave of entertainment in 2011. And whether that's foresight or not, I just there's a quote that's like the world is your stage, and I started realizing like the internet is the new world, like that is where we're headed because it's convenient, it connects us. People are gonna love this thing, even though kind of crazy. In 2011, I was telling people I was making videos on and posting onto the internet for strangers, and they're like, "Why are you doing that, you weirdo?" Some people loved it, but
I
nobody
mean, say
understood it.
that now, like people would be like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
YouTube then, I mean, it was just, it was popping off and like almost it was kind of like a resource like website, I guess, to like put yourself out there and like, do whatever. And I feel like it still applies to that now. It's just like people would do anything, like which
It is.
okay, do
It's
your
nor.
thing, but
It's
I
also
know just be authentic
normalized
with it.
now.
So
Like my
yeah.
grandma knows about it, right? Like
Hmm.
when we were growing up, it was cool and new, but nobody knew about it. It was a very niche thing. Right? It was
Yeah.
super niche, and once it got mainstream, people started to understand. Like people who bullied me in like high school, or like middle school, whatever time that was, reach out to me now. Like, can you help me make YouTube videos? So it's interesting the how much I think the word is the dichotomy of how much it's changed since then. And I'm very happy. I still think it is the number one way to break the barriers and build an audience, which is the most important thing. Because attention equals dollars at the end of the day.
Throughout like your content creator journey, I know you like to entertain people.
Yeah.
Is there like anything else you want to do, or was like entertaining was like your most priority? Because I feel like you did magic sometimes on your channel at the time,
Yeah.
but did was entertaining like your main thing, or you just wanted to like do whatever you want?
I mean, at the root of it, it was two things. Was how can I it was to entertain everybody, and then how could I turn this into a job so I could just entertain everybody all the time. Like that is has always been my north star, no matter how crazy or delusional or weird that is. But it is how can I make my art essentially sustainable, and how can I continue to do it for as long as possible. That's always been the goal.
It feels weird because these are like controversial people, but I saw you as like the next like Gus Johnson or like you know I
It's
don't know.
unfortunate all the great, hilarious entertainers ended up being awful people.
I
Um,
know.
I'm
Like
waiting for my shoe to drop to somebody to say Elijah is actually terrible, but I'm not famous enough yet, so maybe it'll come out. I don't
I mean, I don't know.
know. No, but I think that thank you. That is too nice. What kind of I have advice for you, and then I want to know what do you have the direction? Are you still searching? Is that like the point of these conversations? Is that like to figure it out? That's the first question, and then I have some advice.
Yeah. Mostly just because throughout like the people I've interviewed so far, it's like I want to know their experiences and especially find my like own advice, see if I can relate to this person because you're a writer and you do content, and I'm like I do the same, and seeing other people's experiences and how I relate to this and or I don't relate to this. I just like hearing people's conversations and stories and stuff and their experiences, and just like wow, that's really interesting to hear about this person, and I can somewhat relate but not really, like I
Yeah.
sympathize for them. So I think just getting to know some creators and understand like how their experience came about, I think that's what I like mostly. Like I just want to get to know people and connect and
Hmm.
just get to know and stuff like that. And like I said, I was really scared to interview. It was like this boy's doing his own thing. I don't think he'll like reach out to this email that this person who don't know. And I'm like I think the next day or a few minutes I was like, hey, yeah, I'm down. I was like,
I
okay.
I have I want to say it's weird to say I'm proud of you because I don't know you, but I am proud of you in that way of like reaching out, because that is like one of the first lessons I learned. Like I've worked with so many people because I just asked. And I think that is like one of the most lost skills in in the world, is just asking. Like on my recent video, I so crazy. Uh is on the rise of Spider-Man. I was reading old Spider-Man issues, and the thesis of the video is why did he get to be so famous, and or what resonated a lot. And in the magazine around or the comic book around issue 17 or whatever, there was a letter that said basically like your biggest hater has finally said, "All right, I'm impressed." And the name was of the hater was in it, and I looked him up, and he was a relentless critic when he was a teenager. His name is Paul Gambaccini. He's like a famous BBC host now, like a BBC radio. And I was like, I really just want to interview this guy and hear his perspective on why he was a hater of Spider-Man at first, and became a supporter. and I just reached out. I just DM'd him on Instagram. I was like, "Yo, sir, I would really like to interview you about this." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What the hell? This man's famous." So I
I
think
mean,
asking is
like, I
always
think
so.
just like shoot your shot, you know? I think that's like the mentality I have now because I've been creating content for like several years now, and like I've been scared and hesitant to try to like do new things and reach out to these certain people. But at the end of the day, it's like you never know how it's going to do unless you do it. So I just like, you know what, just shoot my shot. I was like, this man who has over like, uh, 20K subs or whatever and has a following and did all this. I don't think he'll ever respond. And I was like, he is and
Oh,
he's here
there it
and I'm letting
is.
so you know, and I'm so grateful that, you know, I'm getting to interview someone like you because like I said, you've been inspirational to me at least throughout my content creation journey. So I really appreciate you for, you know, blessing your content on my feed, and I'm still sticking around. So
Stop it. Well, thank you. I do appreciate that.
I want to talk about this because I haven't asked anyone else this question.
Mm,
Maybe I have. I don't remember. But like throughout quarantine, when the lockdown, pandemic, everything happened, like it was kind of hard to, you know, do anything because it was very remote.
yeah.
Was it really easy for you, or was it like kind of hard for you to adapt to, you know, being inside almost a year and a half?
It's my whole life. Uh, so no, I did. I grew up as kind of like not a hermit, but I just really enjoy like a lot of my relationships were digital, and even if it was in real life, we ended up like playing video games online. So I was very used to being inside, and I really resonated with Bo Burnham at the time. It's like I was a kid, I was trapped in my room, and you just do a bunch of shilly shit to get out of it or whatever. And I just never
Yeah.
got out of the room. So I was very used to it. And I was in just a fortunate position where I could work from home and I could create, and Byte helped. I was a partner at Byte and I got paid to post. And that definitely that helped just to be able to being paid to create, living the dream, honestly.
After quarantine, since everything started opening back up, so you did stand up.
Yeah.
So tell me how that process was like. Did you, you know, since after Bite, you know, it ended, gone, kaput.
Yeah.
So you had to like, obviously, like maybe you had to find like your own thing, right? Your other thing you want to do.
Yeah.
So how did stand up come about?
So I started off as a magician. I was the worst kind of magician. I was a comedy magician, so I was like funny or whatever. And I just fell out of love with magic, but I really loved the comedy. So I was like, okay, let me pursue comedy now that the world's back open. And I will tell you, it is such a shift from doing online comedy to doing in person comedy, because you'll know if they don't think you're funny. And
Yeah.
oh my god, I had the hardest time with it because I had the hardest time, and I loved it because of magic. It built in this discipline of you're not good now, and that's okay. You just get good by getting good. Study, do your best, show your work, and if they don't like it, go back into your room and fix it. That's like that the core of magic. And thankfully I did that, because if I didn't have that experience, I would have never done stand up. Um or I would have never continued with it. And it's so fun. It is so fun to like find your voice. And again, it goes back to the audience thing of like, not everybody's going to laugh at your joke, but it's boring to be like Seinfeld that makes everyone laugh. That doesn't, that's not like a bond with an audience. That's not what like is a deep audience building thing.
Yeah.
It is like, this guy gets me. And that's the kind of people that I liked growing up. Um, and it was really, really, really hard. And I don't think I ever mastered it, but I got to a point where I was getting paid to do it. So like that is just a badge of honor. People pay me to just be myself. But a little bit smarter than I usually am, because I thought about it for a little bit more. Uh, and yeah, so that's, it was a very, very great experience. And I think everybody should do stand up just to understand like what makes people laugh. And I think I understand, like, magic made me understand people in one way, that we're all like kids. At the end of the day, we're two kinds of people: either we're believers or we're skeptics. or we're not impressed. Three kinds of people. Um, and then comedy really made me understand like we all have taste and you can't please everyone and that's okay. And the people who do please everyone, they're kind of boring and I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can find these things by exploring. Yeah.
So you did that for a while, and then was there like I want to ask, how come you lost your interest in stand up? Was it like too difficult or like trying to find, new material, or how'd that go?
No, I'm a prolific writer. I'm amazing. Hilarious.
Yeah, obviously. Like,
You haven't laughed once. No, I'm just kidding. I stopped because I moved back home to Connecticut, and to become a good comedian, and especially how I work, I'm constantly, or even just comedy in general, you have to be continuously doing it. I'm honestly not the funniest person in the room, and that's fine. But I work to be the funniest person that I can, and it is hard to do that if you don't have access to like open mics or if there's not a good ecosystem around here. And to go to an open mic like twice a week, I'd have to drive an hour each way. And that just wasn't sustainable. So it's really
oh.
just a circumstance problem.
So after you moved back, like, was like, maybe you had some self doubts, or maybe, but have you ever thought like you just kind of wanted to take a break or stop? Have you ever had that?
Of course. I I have wanted to stop. I have taken a break. And what I've learned is that there's nothing else I'd rather be doing.
I love that answer. Just sweet, simple to the point. I love that.
For
So,
once, you're welcome.
for once. So after that, like you started pushing out like content. You did Generation Gap with your grandmother,
Yeah,
which I enjoyed. I liked that a lot.
thank you.
And now your new thing, hey, I come up with something. I don't know if that's the title, but I'm just coming off at the top of my head. But when I saw you on my feed, because I forgot I subbed to you for a bit, and I was like, hey, EG just posted this. I was like, huh? Who's
What the
this?
heck?
And I know, I was like, oh, this him. So like seeing it on my feed, I was like, wow, it's like nothing as much has changed. I remember it's like, hey, I look different. We're not going to talk about that right now. Today we're going to talk about this, and it's like you still have that same like comedy and like funniness, which like I don't think you ever lost it. I think
Thank
you
you.
still have it in you. You just kind of you're old now, so obviously you're just like, so, but it's
Damn,
just like
dude. No,
you just
it depends. It's the time and place, right? Like,
yeah.
I sometimes I just don't want to be funny. Like, I don't. When I was younger, I just had this obsessive need to be the funniest person, and I also realized, like, and this is again psychological, like it's therapy, and I'm sorry, but it just doesn't let you connect with people on a deeper
Mhm,
level at a lot of the times. Like humor is great; it can connect us, but it doesn't connect us with what things really matter and things that I
mhm.
love in like art and books. They're heavier themes, and so have I lost? Maybe I've lost my. I don't think I've lost my humor, but I just don't put
I
it.
don't think so.
I'm just
I
not
think
in
it's
your.
just like
I'm not in your face anymore.
like people, they can still be funny. You're just like, you're mature, you're doing your own things, you're chill, and that's what I like. So,
Thank you.
especially because I like hearing you talk about, what's going on in the internet right now, especially like the Kendrick Lamar thing, because that one, like, I watched that religiously before, like, you put out another episode of that. So, it was nice getting your input and stuff, and just like, I was really enjoying the things that you had to say and like the points and stuff, and just majority, like I was just kind of dying because it was snowing and you had the urge to film in the
Just
fucking
outside,
cold
just walking
snow.
around. Like I don't know. So I've been thinking I should bring that back. I should make that but it doesn't serve my greater purpose right now.
Yeah,
I would love to make like videos on internet culture and like philosophy around the internet culture, but I
maybe you can be like Philip DeFranco. I don't know.
that's
Like that's what you were trying to do originally, but just
originally
your
I
own style.
it always comes back to Philip DeFranco for some reason, and I think the reason why he's lasted so long is because he serves his audience. He is a reliable voice that people want to come back to hear, and I don't know necessarily if I want to be a news guy, but I want to be like so stupid. It almost left my mouth that I said I wanted to be a muse guy, like somebody who just like
Oh, oh,
a muse. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what
what
that
is?
means, but it sounded nice in my head. So I didn't say it out loud because it was really dumb, but I wanted to tell you how dumb it was so I could prove that I'm still funny. But
He's a muse guy. That should be your
I'm a
label.
muse
Just
guy. I'm a muse guy. Whatever. The grind of news is really annoying. Like I have to be constantly on it. But
yeah.
whenever it strikes me to talk about something,
And I especially like you branching out because you did storytime animations for a bit, and especially like I said, Generation Gap and your recent thing right now. I really like seeing you just like trying out different things, and you're just not like I don't think you like worrying about how this will go, but I think you're just like doing it because there's like something that you just want to create this, and I think that's like nice. So you're not really worrying about this one particular thing that you should be focusing on. It's just there's some other things that you want to do, and I like that. So
I will say with my other channel, the Elijah Joseph one, that is super dialed in. That is, I have a specific audience and I'm catering to this audience and I'm thinking obsessively on how I can make great content and entertain that audience. So there is I feel kind of bad because the people who followed me originally, I don't even know what they followed me for or why they would still. Um, but I amounted to 20,000 people. That is, compared to Mr. Beast, it's nothing, but that's still like in the top 1% of channels on YouTube. And I feel bad just abandoning it. So yeah,
so
I want to keep that going. Sorry, go ahead. What's your question?
you're fine. It's just like I don't know if you're including me or the people who old people who stuck around. I stuck around because like I said, you were creative and funny, and then it was quarantine. I had nothing to do. But like after seeing this type of stuff that you did and seeing how like hilarious and I don't want to say genius. I think that's a strong word, but
I will take
just
it.
like
I need it.
okay,
Please say it.
genius,
Thank
genius.
you.
Just seeing how you expand your creativity into like this funny and relatable thing, and just you're good, like you're a good creator in that aspect, and I'm not gonna say like it's like timeless. Like I don't know. I feel like you can do like any type of content. I feel like it wouldn't get stale or old or anything. I just kind of enjoy it because I enjoy it. So
Thank you. I genuinely appreciate that. And it maybe is it the kindest thing anybody said to me? Maybe, probably. Do I have to surround myself with nicer people? Maybe, kinda.
mm.
No, but it. Thank you. I don't take compliments well. So stop.
Oh,
So
I
stop it. But
thought okay.
I appreciate it. My
And
question for
like
you is
mhm.
before you move on
Mhm.
is do you think I portray myself authentically based on this conversation today? Do you think those are the
um
same people, or yeah, you get the point of the question.
I I think so because, like I said, I only know you from like an online presence. I don't know
Yeah.
you like fully, but I knew of you, and like throughout this conversation today, and like understanding like your experiences and just seeing how deep you really are, and it hit my soul of like, wow, this person is genuine, like it really authentic, and like I said, I keep saying authentic because I can't think of another word, but it's just like you're really real and not one of those like other creators that has like boast or just kind of like seem not really genuine or fake, if that makes sense. And you've shown me today that you're just like a human, you and me, and you're just real, and you're very grounded. That's the word, grounded. You're grounded. So especially just hearing you like present, and like you're talking about the things that you're passionate about and how you're adapting to different things, and just going through so much, and like I was like, wow, this person is he's just like he's just like me, just a person that goes through a lot, like almost all the people in the world, unless they're like rich or something like that, because they don't know what it's like.
Or
So
if they have no brain cells, because then
that is true.
they're not questioning the
but
existence
but
of
you
me.
have those some,
Unfortunately,
but
I
so
have two, but they're too many. Yeah.
so you've shown me that You're just authentic. So that's my answer to you.
Thank you. I always fear the line between who I am, so and who I present. So, and this is why I can only articulate this through conversations I used to have with people who knew me through the screen. I would
Mhm.
always get, after I enter a conversation with somebody or end a conversation with somebody, I always used to get, Elijah, you're a lot smarter than you look, or you seem, or you present yourself. And I just had to think of like that, like,
Am
yes.
I like?
I mean, no, because I dumb myself down a lot because for traditional whatever, I'm a clown essentially at the end of the day. Like that was my role for the longest time. But it's just perception is always just an interesting thing to me because I don't know why. I think it's like an Andy Kaufman thing where if you haven't, I don't know if you would like him necessarily, but I think he's truly brilliant where he really just messes with perception. And I've always thought that was really fun, but also uh, really stupid. Like I feel like I would have loved Andy just by knowing him.
I don't know. You're just showing me today, just like, because I don't know what to expect from content creators nowadays. Because, like I said, there's some good, there's some bad, but you're like far from good. You're like, I guess like outstanding, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So,
thank God it was that way. I heard far from good. I was like, damn, I I'm real shit. You're
like,
far from good.
just
You're the worst person I've ever talked to. So thank you for showing me the light. No, thank you for saying that. But I just try to give back what has been given to me. Like I've worked with just like the coolest and kindest people, and those people have always resonated in my heart in a great way versus some people who have I've worked with and they've resonated in such a terrible way. And I think at the core of everything we do, if you're not leading with like having that good feeling somewhere and you're
mhm,
putting out anything else besides that, you are probably either a capitalist or you're a psychopath. So, like,
or both.
are they different? Yeah. Who knows? But
After like you move back to Connecticut and figuring out like your branch and stuff. So you said after that like you fully went to be like a comic book writer, right? Is that correct?
so after I left, when I got back home,
Hmm.
I was just straight. I was kind of just figuring out. It was mostly like just working a normal job and doing comedy, and then maybe a year and a half ago. I've written like 10 feature films that will never see the light of day. Like I've always been obsessed with writing. I've written maybe 5 novels. Uh it so I've always loved writing, and then I just got back into comic books because I was going through my collection at home. Like when I was moving back in, or I was digging somewhere. It was a few years after I moved back in, and I found this box of comics that I just started reading, and I was like, man, comics are like really great. They're almost like a movie in your hand. And I've always wanted to be a movie director and writer. And I'm like, this is I feel like this is an untapped medium. And that's what kind of set off the I want to learn everything about it and become the best in the world at it. Hopefully maybe one day I'll do that. But if not, at least I know I tried. Hope that answers your
Yeah.
question.
Thank you. It did. Thank you. You don't have to like give me like a good ass answer. Just be straight up. It's okay. I'm
No,
not looking for
that is
anything.
straight up. That I it is. I'm also trying to remember. Like I have to give sometimes I have to give context to the answer, but yeah.
So, do you have any new projects that you're working on, like you want to share?
Sure. My next story is my first long form storytelling. I'm very fucking scared, to be honest. It's gonna be like I'm sorry, I didn't ask if I can curse, but
I
I'm
mean, you can
scared.
curse. I don't care. I don't
Oh,
care. Go for
fucking
it.
shit, dick piss, cunt, motherfucker. That's not sorry. You should not have told me that. Anyways, I
I'm
all of
sorry.
them are bleeps. The next thing I'm working on, I'm super excited on. It's called Barter and Blade. It is about a merchant, a half elf merchant woman who is a merchant, and she gets possessed by a hero spirit. and she has to basically save the world. And at the heart of it, it's really about choices. And it's a reluctant hero story. She just wants to like sell things. She doesn't want to be a hero. She doesn't want to be a venturer, and she is forced to do it. And I think for me personally, what it means to be a hero is to make the hard choices. And when even in your own life is when you come to a wall, you either decide to give up or climb over it, and it really tells you a lot about the person what the two options are.
Honestly, like you got me hooked now. Now I want to read this book. Whenever it comes out, is it going to be like another? Is it going to be like a? Is it fully done, or are you still in the process of it? Like, how's
So
that?
issue 1 is I'm lettering issue 1 right now. It's
Hmm.
35 pages, chapter 1, issue 1. And I am planning on releasing it hopefully next year, but I'm happy to uh send you what I have so far if you finish Print is Not Dead and write a 500 word essay. No,
In MLA format?
yes, of course. It better be.
Okay.
It better
Okay.
be.
Great. Okay. um.
And no, I just and no, I'm super ecstatic about it. I'm planning for it to be around 15 issues. It is going to be the biggest thing I ever do. Maybe not ever, hopefully not ever, but it's going to be the biggest thing I have done, and I'm hopefully I can stick the landing. So
And honestly, like hearing you like talk about the things you're passionate about, and especially because like I've been with like watching your stuff for like a while now, and I'm glad that I'm able to like. I can't really support in like how I would really like to, but it's I want to like it's nice seeing you just like making all these nice comments and stuff. And I think like just the cover alone for Print is Not Dead, it's really intriguing. It's really pleasant to the eye, and it caught my attention when I was doing my research.
thank you.
So I honestly am excited to keep supporting you in your future projects, and I'm ready to read Print is Not Dead, and hopefully the other book that I'll you'll send me after I finish that MLA format essay.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I can help you in any way, let me know. I don't have a lot of time to read stuff, but happy to keep stay connected. And writers respect writers, so I always love tossing around ideas or however I can help.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Because, like I said, I write only like TV shows. So, like I said, I just wrote like 10 episodes of a series. Like, hopefully that will get somewhere. I'm going to be delusional. It will happen. It'll just take time. But, like, if I have like a little, if I have actually, what I'm saying, if I have a script, I have a script. I'll happily send it to you if you'd like to eventually read it. So, give me
I'll
feedback.
read
Because, like I said, I'm always
pilot.
looking for
I'll read
feedback.
the
So.
pilot. I can commit to that.
Okay, pilot. Great. Okay, cool. So, so I forgot to ask a question before, but
Yeah.
so I just remember now. So, you know, it's like how I feel about it. So, AI is like normalized now, somewhat. Like it's all over the world. Like you see it on almost everything now, and like I feel like people are just kind of using it as an advantage, because like it's like I said, like the negative outcomes of it. Yeah, but people just like they'll make AI art or AI writing something. They're not really putting like being like real with their like writing. If that makes sense. It's like you're just like, oh, I just put a prompt and it's already done and like did it. Like it's not really the same as like I feel like putting your hard work into something that you're passionate about, I feel like that's more rewarding than just typing up a prompt and then like doing a robot do a lot of work for you. And like I said, it has flaws. So especially stuff like that. So and how I feel because I'm against it, obviously, because like I feel like you're just not really being original with your work.
Mm.
And especially because how do you feel about especially like from a writer standpoint, how do you feel about like AI being normalized and people just kind of tanking its advantage of like not really being, you know, not really doing anything that that's just making it easy for them, not really like putting the work in.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, and I'm a big proponent, or I love technology,
Mm.
and it is my for creative. It's so hard because I think AI is a great tool. I don't think it's a
That's,
great artist, right? And
I was thinking. Sorry to interrupt, but I was like, I don't think all AI is bad. There's some good, so because I feel like if there's some good AI, because like to improve like your writing, you're still like writing and is like give you suggestions, like sure all that, but like if you're just using AI to just like use a prompt or whatever, just doing all the work for you, like bam, boom, whatever, that's not really like that's not really helpful. So go back to
I
your thing.
no, I agree. I don't like it in the generative sense, but for example, like I use AI in the way of I have an AI that I've uploaded every single like writer's book that I've read. You know, the human brain is only so good. And so
Hmm.
I'll say, based on all the knowledge I should have in my brain, be my editor. What do you think about? Am I missing any story plot holes? And sometimes it will say like it will give me some, just like the feedback conversation we're having earlier. Like sometimes it will say really spot on things, and then sometimes it's delusional. Um, so I think it can be used for good. I don't like it in just a general sense, but I also I also love people being creative, and you can argue, and I think it's a valid argue that AI is not creative. I do agree with that, especially if you're not editing it or doing anything afterwards. There's no point to it. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it is what the audience votes with their attention.
Hmm.
And if you're not a good enough artist or writer, and you start saying it's unfair instead of how can I be the best that I can be and really earn the attention of the audience, then I just don't care. I don't care. Just people are gonna like it. People are gonna hate it. Like find your audience, and that again, it
Yeah.
comes back to it. So that's my real answer is like it's a tool. People are going to use it. People are going to watch it. People are going to love it. People are going to hate it. If your audience is the people that hate it, people love to victim blame or turn themselves into victims, and you're not going to get more jobs by doing that. You're not going to make money. You're not going to get your art seen by being the victim. But I do
Yeah.
sympathize with like it stealing and stealing copyrighted stuff. I'm very against it, but it's the world we live in. So
It's just like generative AI good, helpful AI, like, you know, good. Like I don't know. Like I said, I only use it if I need help or I'm stuck on something. Like I don't know. It's just weird just typing something up a prompt and then just like letting it do all the work. Like I don't know.
it's not
Maybe it's
authentic.
just
It's
me. Just
No,
like
no,
me.
I
Just
agree. It's not that like I would like say, write me a script, right? I take pleasure out of the writing and the processing, and other people won't, and that's fine. I
it's
don't
just
have to
like
put my morals on other people. I think
I
some AI
don't
is
know.
good, some
I'm just
AI is
only
bad.
like I'm just focusing on like I'm just focusing where I am right now. I'm
Yeah,
writing, I'm happy, so
yeah.
I'm good. So it's just like we can go a whole rabbit hole, but I'm fine with my piece right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm good with where I'm at. I'm fine. So I'm gonna I think this will end here, Elijah. Again, I really appreciate you taking your sweet time and coming and hanging out, having this conversation with me. It genuinely means a lot. And especially like meeting somebody that I've like watched over the years and seeing you grow and stuff like that. So I'm really honored to be interviewing you, and I really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate your time, and I am honored that you interviewed me. And I'm not just saying that; it was the highlight of my week, and I do thank you. So, if you need anything, especially in content creator wise, or some more advice off call, I'm happy to call you an idiot. Call back.
Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
I'm an idiot. Name idiot. So, is there like any social media that people can find you, look at your
uh,
work,
yeah.
promote yourself?
Hey comics with two Y's. Hey, like you ever see Into the Spider Verse? Hey with two
Uh,
Y's, comics.com/links is where you can find everything that I do. And if you are creative, I terrible at promoting myself, so I'm going to promote something else. There's a movie on Netflix called Tick Tick Boom. If you are a writer, watch this movie and absorb the lesson that Jonathan Larson learns. Um, I think that changed my life, and it really gets you through any part of your creator journey, especially if you feel like I just poured all of this effort into something and I didn't get what I wanted. I'll leave you with that, and I'll wish you the best of luck with whatever you do.
Thank you. And whenever the book comes out, what is it called? The next book?
Barter and Blade.
Butter and Blade, yeah. It'll come out. When will it come out? I should remember the date. I
No, I
should,
don't
but
even know yet. I'm hoping March. Hopefully, Kickstarter will launch in March.
okay. So whenever after this video, hopefully it'll be out then. If not, then like it's the future. You don't care. You don't care. It'll be out
It'll be out
whenever he
whenever I
publishes
get it
it. So
out.
make sure you check
Print
it
is
out.
Not Dead is out on November 3rd. That is something you can grab today, probably.
So make sure to check out all of his socials and his projects because he is a very talented human. He is very down to earth, and I really enjoyed talking to this man today who kept me going to keep creating content. So I don't really ask for much, but really just go to this man, support this man, do whatever you do. Just support comic book writers, especially like indies, because I feel
Support
like
creatives in general. I
yeah.
here's your next lesson, and the video. And it
End the
doesn't need to
video.
be end it long. It doesn't need to be any longer than it needs to be.
You're making it longer than it needs to be.
Ah, shit.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, Elijah, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys whenever I upload a video. And we'll see you. Well, I'll see you. I don't know about him, but he'll see you.
I'll come back anytime. Just hit me up.
So we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, bitches.
Oh, fuck. What?